to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here in Liverpool at the famous Rotunda gym. Liam, my first time in this gym, man, and tell you what a gym it is.
Boss gym, mate. Obviously, like I said, it's a bit bigger. Well, it's a bit bigger than when we were young kids walking into this gym. But you know, it's a top gym, mate. And you know, for our amateur club to have these facilities and for us to be able to use them now is top draw. So for people to come here now, we get a lot of people saying that, you know, didn't realise it was this big. Yeah, you know, there's not many gyms as big and as good as this across the country, and we're fortunate to have it on our doorstep.
I mean, you started your career here, your amateur career here, and I'm guessing you're going to finish your professional career here. Yeah, I am. Yeah, obviously, you know, it's always been home. It's always been like home for us. You know, we've always been in here, and like I say, when we were at Joe Gallagher out of camp, we train in here, and then, you know, once we'd have a fight, we'd get back in the gym here for 2 weeks here, then go back up to Joe's, and we've always associated ourselves with here, and we still got friends for life here. So, you know, it's good to be back here now, and you know, I'm made up now. We've had some top nights with this gym. You know, some of the top nights probably still yet to come as well. But we've had some good nights over the past couple of years. New York, Madison Square Garden, you know, Eubank. So, you know, I'm happy it's been with the lads here, and you know, hopefully we've given a couple of good nights for us all to remember. Definitely. It's been probably 6 or 7 weeks since the Eubank fight, and I know Coogan grabbed you on a Zoom call to talk about the alleged elbow and all the rest of it, so I won't go too much into that. But what I will say is, it seems like you've got options now. It seems probably the Chris Eubank rematch is at the top of the list, but you've got like the Golovkin, Janabek, Billy Joe Saunders has mentioned it to you. Do you know what I mean? Kell Brook. You've got options now, Liam. So is it a difficult decision for you to make, to have all these sort of like fighters lined up for you?
Look, at the moment I think the rematch is what I have to do. So, but that being said, I said I'm in a very good position. You know, they've ordered me to fight Janabek. They've spoke about me fighting Billy Joe, Brook. I think Golovkin's probably hasn't come into fruition, but you know, I'm contracted to fight Eubank, and that's what I'll do. But I said beforehand, you know, I beat Chris, I'm in a very good position on that, and I proved my point in doing that. I'm number 1 with the WBC at 154, I'm number 1 with the WBO at 160. I'm in a very good position now, and look, I signed a contract to fight Chris. I'll fully, you know, oblige that, and I'll beat Chris again, and I'm still in a good position after that.
The Janabek thing is obviously, people think it's a for a world title, but a lot of people know that you're going to take a dip in money, and people might think it's money and how much you get paid, but it is a prize fighting game. You are sort of in your 30s now, so it is make as much as you can now in your career, I believe, and then get out with all your faculties intact. So the Janabek fight, to you, does that make sense right now for that world title?
Look, it depends what I was thinking, what the Janabek fight was going to pay me, but like, I would take a little bit less money to fight Janabek for the world title, but my point being, I haven't even really got that option at the moment. I don't understand what you're saying, but I haven't really got that option because I signed for, you know, I agreed to a rematch with Chris if I win. They've activated that rematch clause, so I'll fully accept it and, you know, stand by what I said. So, unfortunately, at the moment, I'm contracted to the rematch. Even if they offer me more money to fight Janabek, I'm contracted to the rematch. So, you know, I'll stick by that, and that's where it looks like we're going to go.
Where will the rematch be then? I know there's a lot of talk about Anfield, but obviously that's clearly out the question now. I think we spoke about it and you said there was a new stand getting built. They're closing off one of the roads around Anfield, so that's out the question. That dream of fighting Anfield's out the question just now. So where would this likely be? Would it be in London? Would we have it back at the Manchester Arena?
Yeah, no, I think, you know, being realistic, it's probably going to be at the Manchester Arena again. I'd love it in Liverpool. You know, I even tried to fight at Goodison. You can ask everybody. Like I said,
really?
Yeah. You know, ask Boxer, ask Ben, ask everybody at Sky. I can show you emails. We did put it to Goodison, but there's also work getting done at Goodison, which I couldn't really understand. There's work getting done at Goodison, even though they're moving stands, moving stadiums. But you know, I just thought, even with Goodison, it's a take football out of it. It's a big stadium in Liverpool. I want this fight in Liverpool, but unfortunately, the arena is still probably too small. So it's probably going to end up back at Manchester Arena.
Chris has been a little bit silent in terms of the rematch. I know there's a lot made. He was a little bit vocal. Well, maybe not so much Chris, but his team was a little bit vocal on that. The elbow that you used, but I think that's under the bridge right now. But why do you think he's been quiet now, Chris, in terms of this rematch? Does he still want the rematch? Does he want to face you again?
Look, I think it's probably his last option. And that's why they waited till the final day of the extension that they activated the rematch clause. They waited till the last day to activate it because, I fully believe and I fully know that Chris was trying to make fights elsewhere. He was still trying to make the Conor Benn fight, and he was probably still looking at other options, but them options seem to or mustn't be available for him, so he's got to take this rematch and he's got to try and right the wrong.
You touched on it, I think you said it, but I think you're number one with the WBC at 154, which is Charlo for all the marbles. He's undisputed down there. That's another option for you. Obviously, you mentioned the Chris Eubank Jr. is there. Beat Chris Eubank Jr., then you'll have options again. If you're still number one with the WBC down at 154 against Charlo, that's an exciting fight. That's one of them fights when we were talking about Chris Eubank Jr. at the beginning, how I wanted that fight to happen. I can see drama, I can see an exciting fight. You against Charlo, with all the marbles on the line. In an ideal world, would that be next after Chris Eubank Jr.?
100%. If that got offered to me, I'd take that next. That's the fight I've chased for a long time. It's the fight I've wanted. The fight I've envisioned. Like I never ever envisioned Johnny Beck or even a Golovkin. At middleweight, I always envisioned a 154 scenario and with me being number one now. But look, it's probably perfect. I beat Chris again. I can still say to the WBC, keep me. I'm not going to lose rankings, you know what I mean? The only way I lose that ranking is by the WBC now ranking me at middleweight. But if I say, look, keep me at 154, the WBC might be the next mandatory in line. He's fighting the WBO mandatory next, which I'm also number 2 in at 154. But now they've put me number 1 at 160. It's just mad. I'm just in a good position. I said I would be. Again, like I say, pull interviews out beforehand. I said I'll be Chris and I'll be in a good position. And I am in a good position because of the names I'm getting linked with.
I mean, you are in a good position, but where do you feel comfortable at? 154, 160 against Chris Eubank Jr. There, you look strong, you look powerful, you weren't dry at all. You look like, you still had to cut weight and make weight. There was no question about it. But I would like to think it was an easier cut in terms of being at 160. So, do you feel more comfortable at 160? Would you stick around there if you beat Chris Eubank Jr. again, or do you think you've still got a little bit left in the tank to get that 154 and get that Charlo fight?
Look, yeah, hypothetically, I made 154. Was it last year? And I've only had, I know I weighed 159 in Tassan, but I can probably still make 154. Well, I can still make 154. At a push, it's tough. Am I comfortable at 160? Yeah. Am I a better fighter at 160? We're yet to see. I've just had a very good performance at 160, but again, at this stage of my career, I'll take whatever's given and whatever I feels right for me. You know what I mean? If I get offered a fight at 154, that doesn't really appeal to me. It hasn't got like all the marbles on the line or not a world title, then I probably won't. But we'll see. And first and foremost, next is Chris at 160.
I don't want to touch on that. You were talking about envisioned, and you envisioned this and that. You've obviously, as a kid growing up, you envisioned becoming a world champion. You envisioned having a big, massive pay-per-view fight, Chris Eubank Jr. But have you ever envisioned of being undisputed, having all the belts around your shoulders, your waist and all that?
No, not really. You've had a little dream of it now and again after entering the Charlo fight, actually, to be honest with you, after entering the decision. But no, not really envisioned it properly because I've never really been in a position. There's only been an undisputed champion for about 2 years now. So if that bridge comes, then I'd love to cross it. But until then, I'm a realist. I've always been. I always spoke about the Chris Eubank Jr. fight, and he was always there for me. And I've just started and took it with both hands. So we'll see.
Well, Chris has been having his verbal still on Twitter with Conor Benn, so I do want to get your thoughts on Conor Benn and the whole situation. Firstly, I'll ask you about the WBC statement that came out a couple of weeks ago and his statement in retaliation or in an an answer to that WBC statement. Obviously, it was a quick, long statement, and he mentioned that his test got tested 4 times and 9 days after the first 9 days after the first test, and then he sent a representative out to the lab to check it over, and he went and invited it in the room. So there's a lot of discrepancies in that statement that happened as to why he believes that he failed those tests. So, yeah, your initial thought to that?
Of my initial thought, I don't really know what much more to say on it. Until it's all come out, then I'll probably just see how it pans out. My point of view on the whole situation is, how would you fail 2 drug tests on separate occasions and it not be true? You know, can a drug test in July and then a drug test in August, September be contaminated with both of them? Your test got contaminated in July and again in September. I can't figure out how that's possible, but it just stunk from the start. You know, from going radio silence for 5 months, however long ago it was. You know, instead of just come out, if you're that innocent, come out and prove your innocence. You went away, you went silent, you went off social media, you went missing, probably trying to find the best sports scientists, the best lawyers, to find a loophole in how that was in your system. And then that's where eggs has come into it. Now all of a sudden, because the egg story is fucking laughable, they're saying it's not eggs, it's something else. So just come out. I haven't watched this Piers Morgan thing yet. I probably might have a little watch of it if I've got nothing on tonight, but just say what it is. You obviously know there's something. Just say what it is.
I was going to say, did you watch the Piers Morgan? That was going to be my next question, but obviously you haven't. But yeah, it seems like
Is it on? I know what, I'll be honest.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Yeah.
Is it YouTube? Yeah. I know what. I searched for it on the Sky last night and I couldn't find it on the Sky, so I went to bed. So I might watch it tonight if it's on the YouTube. Yeah.
Piers Morgan YouTube. I think you just type in Piers Morgan. It's on there. Yeah, so it's one of them situations where he did say on that interview that he felt suicidal and all that, and he is 26 years old. He does have a lot of pressure on him. So I mean, it's one of them situations, like you said, until the truth comes out and we hear more, there's nothing more that we can say, really, can we?
No, obviously, like I said, look, I've seen a little clip where he gets a bit upset, but you know, if he's saying he's suicidal, and you can't really comment too much on it, but you just come out then and say what it is. Like I said, don't you just held your hands up. People would have washed their hands now, and just your ban would have probably been up and quicker. You know, people forget about it. People do forget about things. You know, he's gonna lose fans. He's probably gonna lose fans now who will never get back on side. Even if he proves his innocence, people are still gonna think he's guilty. But just come out and say what it is. You know, you wouldn't have been suicidal if you just owned up to it or said what it was. I can't see how they don't know what it is yet. It was 6 months ago. Surely you know what it was, and that's my take on it.
Well, let's jump back into you, because Liam, you know, before the Eubank fight was made, how many interviews I did with you, and I said to you, if I have to keep interviewing you until this fight was made, I'm going to keep doing it, and I did it. I'm not saying I made the fight, all right, but can you tell me when the rematch is? Have you got any idea dates and sort of, like you mentioned that it's going to be likely be at the MA Arena, but when can we get excited about this rematch?
You know, hopefully it's you know, looking like May, the end of May. Hopefully first week of June, or just depends really. I heard a couple of dates were mentioned: May 20th, May 27th, or first week of June. A lot of them weekends are tied up with fights now, so we'll see. We'll have a couple more sit downs, and then hopefully get this announced soon.
I'm going to come back in the gym and do some pads with Joe McNally in the morning, but I've got, you saw I got my gum shield in there, Liam.
I'll come back and spy if you want, mate. No problem.
See, I got knocked out by a world champion. That's something I can tell my grandkids.
So I'll spy tomorrow. Shall we have a spy?
One round. No.
I'm not going to take liberties, but we'll have a little spy. You can box, so we'll have a spy tomorrow if you want.
Can I wear them little 10 ounces I've got?
Wear what you want, mate. Yeah, I've got a bad egg card on. You wear what you want.
Liam, listen, always a pleasure to speak to you, mate. I'll see you at the press conference about to start. So thanks, Liam. Thank you, mate.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.